a number of years ago, I got connected to an online fitness guru, if you want to call him that. And I was quite struck by the way in which he was teaching people, how to change their body, how to experience a transformation in their body. And one of the things that he taught was actually the use of intervals, in your exercise regimen. And so it was, of course, something very, very new to me. But it really caught my attention. I kind of felt inside of me that this is one of those missing pieces in my life that was preventing me from shedding all the body fat that especially accumulated around my tummy. And so I took it to heart and followed his instructions, and scientifically, he quoted a study that said that intervals should be to the ratio of 1 to 1.5. In other words, if you worked really, really hard, and to the point where you were out of breath for 10 seconds, then you must take a 15-second break and then go back on the 10-second routine again. And so anyway, I started doing this for a while, and I started getting some results. I'll be honest about that. But I noticed that my results were nowhere as spectacular as what some of his other students said that they were getting, and what he himself said that we should be expecting. And so I'm not totally sure about what's going on, because I'm following his advice very closely and so on. So I went back one day and just looked at the things that he had sent to me when I spent my $39 or whatever it is, and ordered this package. And you notice that in that package he had a second PDF file, and in his introduction he said, you need to really do both. And the second PDF was all about nutrition. It gave some meal plans about how to eat, when to eat, and so on. And of course, I had completely ignored that, and I'm still kind of puzzling over this as to what I should do about that, because none of the items that he mentioned there were really on my diet. And so as I'm pondering this, I'm getting his weekly emails and so on. And in one of the emails, he made this huge statement. At least it stood out huge to me. He said, "You cannot out-exercise a poor diet." And then he went on to point out, how, if you have to make a choice, he said, I'd rather you change your diet first before you do all the exercises, including the intervals and so on. And I thought, what? Here I thought my exercising habits, were the key, to me achieving this success and, shedding all those pounds and so on. But I had plateaued. It's really what happened, because I had not made the corresponding changes in diet. And once I started making them, then now my results were way better. I still wouldn't say that they were spectacular body transformations that I experienced, otherwise I would have shown you pictures. But it was way better than what it was when I just stuck to the exercise by itself. Now, what does all this have to do with magnetic leadership, you are wondering, right? Well, here's the thing, friends. Magnetic leaders know that what you put on the inside of you is way more important than what you do on the outside of you. See, here's the challenge. Most people, when they look at a magnetic leader, they see what they do and they emulate what they do. They copycat the way that they speak. They apply their teachings and they follow their action, their work ethic, their time management, all these kind of good things. And you will have success. Trust me, you will have success. If all you did was found yourself a good mentor and copycatted them, for your own field, or if you found one in your own field, you just do exactly what they're doing and you will get results. But here's what will happen. After a while, if you do not know this secret, and I'm not sure if it's a secret anymore or not, that the reason why they have the kind of success that they have and you don't have it is because you have not been putting inside of you what they've been putting inside of themselves. Now, I come to you from a very Christian perspective, and so one of the things that I'll be very upfront with you and tell you about it is that, if you are not putting inside of yourself, the Word of God on a regular basis, if you are not putting inside of yourself the presence of God, by spending quiet time with Him on a regular basis, for starters, if you are not doing those two basic things of spending time with Him and getting His Word into yourself. Did you notice what I said? It's not about you getting into the Word. It is about you getting the Word into yourself. And when you do those two things, combined with all the action steps that you take, you will start to notice that your results are now bordering on the spectacular. They will definitely be supernatural. I guarantee you that. And so when you see somebody who's a magnetic leader, just remember that in addition to what you see them doing on the outside and saying on the outside, they are magnetic because of what they put into themselves. And friends, this is not rocket science. You can be a magnetic leader like that. Just remember, you cannot out-exercise a poor diet. What goes into you is way more important than what you do on the outside of you. I'm Magnetic Leadership Mentor, Jeeva Sam. Hey, if this message has provoked something in you, it has caused you to examine the way that you are doing life or doing leadership, and you've been blessed by it, would you just take a moment to like this at the bottom of the screen? And if you're so led, why don't you share it with other people or embed it on your website and make this a blessing to others as well. Until next time, this is Magnetic Leadership Mentor, Jeeva Sam.